Raila Odinga has defended the Adani Group company, calling it a reputable firm and a credible partner in the JKIA transformation and energy sector deals. Odinga, who was speaking in Mombasa, however, cited lack of proper legal framework to implement the deal under the public-private partnership leasing agreement. He also raised concerns over the transparency of the agreement, urging the government to address all the concerns raised by Kenyans before its implementation. Now, this is the first time Odinga has weighed in on the matter, which has faced public condemnation and rejection, as NTV's Kevin Mutai now reports.
Raila Odinga's input on the Adani Holdings company dealings comes hot on the heels of a public outrage on the controversy surrounding the entity's agreement with the government. Odinga says Adani can sustainably address the country's infrastructural needs through a public-private partnership engagement, especially now that the country is grappling with a debt burden and a cash flow crisis.
You're likely to try to condemn very reputable companies. As we see stories like Adani Gate. Adani company conglomerate is worth over $200 billion. It cannot be an Adani Gate. Deal with the issues as they are. If some people have made mistakes, let them own up that they made some mistakes. But do not begin to condemn innocent companies.
Odinga says Adani expressed interest in investing in Kenya back in 2010 after visiting India while he was the Prime Minister under the Grand Coalition government. He is now calling on President William Ruto to protect both the PPP's framework and the investors that show interest in putting money into the country's public services and utilities.
The PPP law we have today is a variation of the PPP laws of the Gujarat state that Prime Minister gave us in hard copy. Unfortunately, we adulterated what we borrowed from India and then ended up with a law that is not fulfilling the needs of the country or the expectations of the people.
Even as Adani signs a 96 billion shillings deal to build and operate 5 electricity projects in Kenya for 30 years, Odinga says the massive investor capital owned by the company dwarfs the capacity of 3 East Africa's major economies.
Ongoing energy and airport projects therefore present a critical test that could make or break our ability to compete in the field of infrastructure development for a considerable period. I urge all agencies concerned to address all the concerns raised by Kenyans on these projects and ensure that we do not spook foreign capital away from the Kenyan economy.
Raila called for transparency in the deals that says favor Kenya's needs.
Kenyans cannot be made to bear all risks in the PPP projects. Kenyans can guarantee break-even returns, but never commercial profits. C, we must establish irreducible minimum terms in our PPEs, including the recognition of the jurisdiction of Kenyan courts, recognition of the application of the laws of Kenya, recognition of the terms and conditions of labor in Kenya, recognition of environmental protection.
A petition certified as urgent has been filed in High Court seeking to block Adani from implementing any PPP projects in Kenya. Kevin Mutai,